Hey everybody, it is Dak here from the Ed Boys, and welcome to my full hour of Shamans. This is an add-on to my Shamans guide. I've been trying to put out one of these for each of my PVM guides with the goal of showing more live example kills than I did in the original guide. If I were to do like a full hour of live examples in a guide, no one would want to watch a guide that is an hour long. That's why I'm making these some separate videos. If you have any questions about the things that I am doing in this vid, be sure to leave them in the comments section below, and I will get back to you as soon as possible. This is a live but off-stream full hour, so you're not only going to receive some tips and tricks about shamans, but I'll have a bit of banter in there and maybe some announcements about other content that I'm working on and it's coming out soon. Overall, I do hope that you enjoy the hour and get some useful information out of it. Let's jump right into the kills. Alright everybody, it is time for a full hour of shamans. This is admittedly probably the least difficult boss. This isn't really a boss either. Least difficult PVM thing that I'm doing the full hour of to add on to my guide. There are a couple guides that I won't do the full hour. This is probably the lowest level one that I'll still go for. Maybe, just maybe, I'm a little, what's the word for it? I'm itching to get a Dragon Warhammer here. That might be the case, but could have done that off stream too. I want to give some live example kills. Here's the gear setup I'll be bringing. I am going with the blowpipe instead of my bow. If you use a T-bow, I would still even bring the blowpipe for the healing life. I'm just gonna go with simplicity's sake. We're bringing just a BP today, going with a decent pace of kills. Hopefully you all can compare how you are doing to how I'm doing, get a good idea of if you're good at this, or maybe if I'm really bad at this. I do have a Slayer Helm on, but I do not have these on task. Slayer Helm does provide a +3 range boost, if you didn't know. So I have 88 range, 91 range boosts, but even when you're not on task, you still get that boost. I just don't get the extra like damage boost from being on Slayer task. And I do have my core end diaries done to the point that this counts as my Shazian Helm 5 because I talked to Captain Cleave. If you haven't done that, you're going to take some damage in here wearing the Slayer Helm rather than Shazian Helm. I believe that's it. I now notice I have a 3-doser and 2 4-dosers, so I might run out of ranging pot. 5 minutes to go, but that's alright. What are you going to do about it? Quick prayers to protect from range and rigor. If you're using regular ranging potions, clearly preserve. And let's jump in there. Why not? Have at it. I should give at least a, this one's half dead too. I should give at least a, spoiler alert warning that, oh, wasn't half dead, wasn't quite half dead at least, because I got the drop. If I do get a Dragon Warhammer drop in here, it is part of the PVM God series, and will go in that series, but I clearly don't know at this point if I've actually gotten one. And I'm not going to ruin this video for you now by editing it either, I'm just going to let you know. If you don't want to see a Dragon Warhammer, maybe you shouldn't watch this video, but there's a pretty good chance you'll be fine watching this video. The odds are against me. 1 in 5k is a rare drop. Oops. So as you can see, I'm trying to hang out on these highlighted squares that I have in the room. That way the Lizardman Shaman won't jump. That's really the main thing that's going to slow you down in here is if the Shaman keeps jumping, you can't attack it. Ooh, wrong Warhammer right away. You can't attack it when it's in the air, obviously, so... Other than that, having to run from these guys will slow you down a bit too. If you have a T-bow, then you have more time between attacks and often won't really miss an attack there. But it's not making a huge difference. I do survive off these blowpipe specs too. You'll notice I take a little more damage than I probably should if I'm not bringing any food. But it happens, it happens. Normally with these full hours, what I'm going to try to do is first 5 to 10 minutes, probably only take like 5 minutes with shamans. I'll go over what I think about mechanics and whatnot, my actual strategy, what's going on in my head while I'm trying to fight these. Then I'll give my opinion on the fight and talk about the loot table a bit, but after that, we've basically gone over everything about the boss. I usually rant on that for maybe 20 minutes into the video. It might take a little less into this hour. And then it'll basically be a podcast through the power of fighting shamans at that point. I'll bring up some other... channel stuff and whatnot, and whatever topics I feel like I wanted to talk about, but didn't want to make a separate video on it necessarily. But overall, these shamans are pretty simple, as you can see. Get away from the purple guys. I have noticed I can't hit the shaman in that corner with the blowpipe from this square, but I'm about to do it again on this corner. Ready? Oh, it jumped anyway, doesn't matter. And even though I say it's important to not let the shamans jump, it's not a huge deal either. Let's sip a potion, why don't you? Let's sip another potion, why don't you? Getting faster kills is clearly going to mean for more of a chance at a Dragon Warhammer, obviously, but that doesn't, it's not going to be crucial. It's not going to end your game if you're getting 2 or 3 less kills per hour because you got a couple extra jumps in there. These might hit me... No? Yeah, that was good timing. You just need to be 2 squares away from the purple guys, so sometimes you don't even have to go full corner away, depending on where they're standing. This one I'll have to go further away. The purple guys can add up damage-wise, too. You definitely got to focus on skipping them as many times as possible, but, not skipping them. You can't really skip it. Running away from them as many times as possible. But again, it doesn't have really any KO potential. It shouldn't be the end of the world if you're taking some hits from them. Yeah, I knew he was going to jump there. Had a feeling. Let's get to this corner quick. Might jump again. We're good to go. Go ahead and heal up for nothing. I could have brought my Bone Crusher for the extra prayer XP, but I don't need it personally, so if you do need prayer XP, Bone Crusher, good idea. You gotta get a lot of big bones on a Dragon Warhammer grind and an Iron Man. That's basically it, man. Try to dodge jumping, try to dodge purple guys, excuse me. When you're sipping potions, it's good to sip the potion on the same tick that your character attacks, and then clicking on the monster the tick after. That way you don't waste any time. But that comes down to like the jumping thing too. If you're not doing that every time you sip a potion, you're not gonna lose that many kills an hour. That's, you know, it's only wasting a tick or 2 every time you gotta sip a potion. It's a good habit to get into though, mostly for other bossing rather than shamans. But since these things are easy to fight, it's a good place to practice some of those slightly efficient parts of the grind, you know? Even one-ticking your prayers in here is not a terrible idea to practice. Because, again, these are something that have... well, I killed that one quickly. The other one's not even back. There we go. These don't punish you that much for messing up your prayers, but if you're not bringing any food and you're only like 90% when it comes to your 1-tick flicking, that means every 10 attacks you're going to tank one of them. And it might be a little much for you, but it's always good to get practice into. I understand it's a bit of a pain in the ass to double-click every tick, too, so clearly not needed. I won't be doing it for the vast majority of this. But it's worth mentioning, man. Anytime you can save supplies, if you're willing to do it, pull the trigger on that. Save some supplies. Save some money. Saving money is basically equivalent to making money. So if you're looking for more cash per hour, saving cash per hour helps, too. Though keep in mind, if you're getting slower kills by saving cash per hour, that doesn't always mean more money. Then you're not getting more loot, too. So far, so good. Let me get them Quarms. A little bit of coinage. Oh, there's Dwarf Weeds under here, too. That's part of the reason Bone Crusher might be nice. It's a little easier to spot some of the items on the ground. Come on, let's get a good spec, please. Oh, I don't have my Divine Ranging Potion going yet. Hit a 0. Feels bad, man. That might melee me. It did. Tanked it, though. 99 defense for the win. High defense level is a little underrated, not gonna lie. Melee and strength get a lot. Melee and strength, excuse me. Attack and strength get a lot of credit because you need to wield weapons, do a lot of damage, be accurate, blah blah blah. But taking less damage when you tank can be very important. There just happens to be a lot of monsters where you shouldn't be tanking, so it's not #1 priority. Oh, chili potatoes. I was about to say a couple kills ago. I could use a chili potato or two. I'm a big fan of bosses that have a small food drop. Again, this is not necessarily a boss. I don't even think it's considered a demi-boss. It's level 150. It's not that big of a deal, but I'll call it a boss a million times. But monsters that you can kill, and you can kill pretty efficiently to get a lot of kills per trip, and then get a little bit of food too. As long as it's balanced, of course. It goes with any update or any monster. I think that's a good thing. I like the idea of supply drops. Unnoted supply drops that aren't overpowered either. Like, if you got fucking 5 unnoted sharks every time you killed, you know, a God Wars dungeon boss, it'd be a little overpowered. There's clearly a balance to it, but I like the food drops. It'll keep me going for a bit. You technically don't need them, but I'm a bit of a multitasker quite often, so I don't fight things perfectly, and I'll take a lot of unnecessary damage in there. Occasionally. Alright, I'm going to try to cheese these ones by not going all the way to the corner. Oh, I'm going to take that one. No, I didn't. That was smooth. I don't know if there's a way to tell which of the three, excuse me, when the three spawns show up, I don't know what order they explode in. I don't know if there is a specific order, if it's random every time, because it's hard to tell, like, which spawn would be which, right? Does that make any sense? But, they definitely don't all explode at the same time, which sometimes means you can just, like, run back and forth instead of running across the room to get out of the way. I don't have a good strategy for how to guarantee that, though. I just go for it sometimes, and it works. But, I don't know. You never know. Sometimes you're good. I try to go for it when I don't think I'm going to make it all the way across the room to a spot where it won't jump. So I try to, like, cheese it by just back and forth like that to avoid some purples, and then I'm standing on this square whenever it attacks. This is called an Olmec. I thought it was Omlick. That would have been great if it was for the pet, not the regular guy. The Olmec pillar. Everything's all about Olm in here, even though he's stuck in his prison. I think I've really gone over everything strategy-wise about these things that I can, but little things will keep coming up. Overall, my opinion on the fight is pretty straightforward. These are very... Oops, I'm just going to eat. These are very easy to kill for having a really valuable drop, which is not always a good thing, but I think it's balanced well because of how insanely rare it is. And I think it was balanced a little better before this room, ironically. Maybe it wasn't just this room, but when there were less shamans out there, the price of these Warhammers tended to be higher because it's harder to get them. There's less of them coming into the game. You actually have competition. This sucks for anybody grinding out a Warhammer, understandably, and higher prices suck for anybody that is just trying to buy the Warhammer, which means, in general, it's probably a better thing for most players, or in most players' opinion, that there's more rooms to fight these things. But really all that's done is slowly drop the price of Warhammers. Lucky for us, they're valuable enough, rare enough, and just important enough that they've stayed at a good price. They're not dying overall, but not nearly as many Dragon Warhammers leave the game as enter the game, clearly. So the more Shaman rooms we get, the easier it is to grind the hammer, and the less money it'll be worth. But how detrimental that is depends on the person you ask. It's more, for me, I know that the game tends to do better if prices for items stay high rather than get cheap. So it's usually a good trend to go with keep the price high. Overall, the rest of the loot table is not bad either. You make decent cash here, but I don't think it really has been destroying the price of a lot of other items, a lot of supplies. Look, you get noted herbs, but only 2 at a time, so it's not that big of a deal. The alks are pretty good. Alks bring a lot of coins into the game, which can be an issue too, but I think a money sink is far easier to add into the game than an item sink. This might jump, yeah, it did. To actually remove items from the game is a little more difficult than removing money from the game. From a developer's standpoint, I imagine, though I'm not one of the developers, so maybe I'm talking shit, but removing coins, like the Duel Arena, they're removing trillions of coins, maybe not trillions, I think I've heard even trillions of coins a day, or at least a week, whereas how do you get, like, other than new death mechanics, which I kind of have a video idea on that, because it is a hot topic right now, it's hard to get items out of the game. So things like rune items that are alchables, they just add coins as a drop and you're still making money. I think that's less detrimental than just, you know, like 30 noted quorums rather than the 2 to make your money. Noted items drop in price. Alks don't ever really drop in price. They're always the same price in terms of alks, you know. Dude, I got a longbone in there. I didn't even see this. That is a 1 in 4. I actually didn't even notice it until I looked at my RuneLite loot tracker. It's a 1 in 400 drop, meaning that might be the rarest thing I get. But it's not the curved bone. Knock on wood, we don't see the curved bone life. I've never seen a curved bone from these bad boys. I don't have an insane KC. I have the 1 Dragon Warhammer on my hardcore Iron Man, and I without a doubt had very good luck on it. I got it at like 10% of the drop rate, so I haven't had a lot of kills in general. But, well, I've done a decent amount on here. I've not gotten the drop rate of Dragon Warhammer, which means I've not gotten the drop rate of curved bones. So I'm lucky I haven't, I've only seen the Warhammer no curved. I got a lot of long bones on my hardcore, though. I was grinding out long bones in just the couple hundred kills that I got. I was on pace for 1. I think I got like 5. I don't know. It doesn't change much, but apparently I have good long bone luck here. I'll take it over them curved. I do like shamans overall. You get a good pace of kill. You get, oops. You You get a good pace of kill, you have a chance at a really expensive drop. They are good for supplies. They're good for Iron Men trying to grind out their Dragon Warhammer because of the alks, and, you know, some of the noted herbs aren't bad. I mean, any noted herb you can get an Iron Man is kind of a big deal. But the alks add up pretty well. I was actually pretty decently surprised with the cash I was getting from Shamans. I figured if I went dry on my hardcore, excuse me, it wouldn't be as big of a deal because I got so many alks. Can't tell you if that was the case, though. Lucky for me, I got lucky, but I do have one Dragon Warhammer as a goal on the Pbm Gods series right now, too, so I do need one on this account if I could grab it. Like I said, that might be a spoiler for Pbm Gods series in this video. If you're wondering about Pbm Gods series, I'm actually closer to the new episode than I have been in recent days. I'm also plowing through fucking restore potions right now, using way more than I expected. Anyways, Pbm God episode. The new one might actually be sooner than I thought, but probably before the end of February. And the same case with the Hardcore Iron Man episode. If you're only looking for a mobile series, that is not as easy to estimate when the next episode's coming out, but it's possible it is February too. But if you see a bunch of guides, or, excuse me, you will be seeing a bunch of guides before the series episodes like you have been. I'm going to keep pumping out the guides and discussion videos when I can, too. But those series aren't over. In fact, technically, I am working on Pbm God right now. Because, like I said, that is one of the goals for the series. But it's a little one. Even if we get it, it's probably only going to be like a 30-second clip for the one episode. And that's it. That'll mean no more Shamans for the series. It's nice to get some practice in there. Lately in the hardcore, I've been working on Winter Todd Life. So I've been doing some more multitaskable bossing on the main, which means I have been getting clips for the Pbm God episode. That is the reason the Hardcore Iron Man episode's been slow too, is I'm going for far too much fire-making XP. Probably could be doing that while doing Shamans right now, but for the full hour, I'm only multitasking with a surprise Nightmare Zone account. Not really a surprise account, but some videos I'll be working on that I haven't necessarily announced. So I'm technically multitasking right now. I do have an account on Nightmare Zone on the side, but it's Nightmare Zone. I've had to click like 3 times since this video started. With Winter Todd, I'd fuck up the Shamans a little bit more. I figure I could give you, for the most part, my full attention for an hour-long video. Oh, I'm getting cranked here by those. I could use some more chili patatas and a spec. We'll see, we'll see. In general, I usually say that it's pretty good if I'm making mistakes during the full hour videos, because then you get to see how to recover from those mistakes. With Shamans, there's really not much to it. Just eat when you take damage and go back to what you were doing. Oh, this is going to melee me. 22? Now I'm in danger. Alright, well, gotta actually do well. Well, gotta do well. That was a good spec, thank you. It wasn't a great spec, I guess. It was good enough. I saw an XP drop, so I was happy. Basically, I just gotta focus on the purple guys now. I won't spend too much time on making sure they don't jump. That's usually what gets me hit by the purple guys. Either looking away, or just trying to make sure the shaman doesn't jump and waiting it out too long. Getting distracted happens, though. Whoops, get out of there. Ooh. Some chili potatoes would be a real lifesaver right now. Coinage. I'll stay over here. I also gotta take 10 damage from my divine soon. That'll be fine. Get a hit in the middle. Good to go. Rune Chain, good alk. Yeah, see, already over 100k in cash in the inventory. Didn't alk that one. It is kind of nice when a moneymaker for a normie account can be a decent moneymaker for an Iron Man, thanks to alks. That's another good benefit of having alks on the drop table. Oh, there's chili potatoes, dude. Lifesaver. Don't melee me. I don't think it can from that range. If you want to have a better idea of what can melee you from a good range, let's see. I think the plugin's called Npc Indicators. Let me see. Npc. Yeah, Npc Indicators. I think I would have to... Yeah, you got to write out Lizardman Shaman. You can't just, like, check it off. But it gives you a little list, an area that shows, like, NPCs to highlight. Excuse me. And you can highlight... I usually save the burps for Twitch and not on YouTube. Sorry about that. You can have it highlight these squares that he's standing on. And it'll be very easy to tell if you're standing next to that square and if you get meleeed. These might get me. No, you're good. Oh, I almost ran into him. I ran out of the spot. I'm an idiot. I am cruising through restores. Am I doing something wrong? I know I have rigor on, too. Oh, it doesn't matter. One bank trip doesn't hurt, but I'm surprised how many I used. I even thought I brought an extra one. Maybe I should one-tick my prayers more. I did on the hardcore a little bit while I was doing it, which is probably the problem here, but it's because I don't really have as many, you know, restore potions on the hardcore. Oh, I never typed in Lizardman Shaman. I'm already back down to 39 health, too. Yeah, there we go. I'll turn this off in a sec, because I'm not a big fan of it when it's not needed. But, it's really easy now to tell. Like, if I were standing on these squares here, I think even the diagonal one, maybe, it can use a melee attack. But, like, if I'm standing right here, it can jump from here, so I don't suggest walking out to it. But if there was an item here to pick up, I'd be fine. These Chaos Runes are under it, and then I gotta make sure to step 2 squares out, and it won't be able to melee me. Seem reasonable to you? Seems reasonable to me. Look at them chili potatoes, dude. Lifesavers. I think I've gotten extra ones so far today, which is nice because I've been fucking up. What are the odds in that drop? I don't know. Let me see. 1 in 16 is not bad, but I'm 42 kills worth of potatoes in. Oh, I've killed 44. I'm actually a little behind. Well, right on pace would be the idea. I'm an idiot. Not bad, not bad. 44 kills isn't bad in general either. We are not even a half an hour in, right? Yeah, like 20 minutes. Cruising. Oh, this is going to hit me. Oh, and if you highlight them, it also shows where they spawn and how long until they spawn, which is helpful, especially for fighting a boss compared to the shamans. But I am now going to turn that highlight off because I think that's everything I really want to show with it. Damn it, that 5. I think that thing was hitting me. Okay, I'm going for the sneaky one in this. Like that. So I stepped out 2 squares to make that purple one go over here, and then back into this square quick because I knew the purple probably wouldn't make that full distance by the time it exploded. If that makes any sense. I keep wanting to take Lizardman Shamans off the highlight, but keep sending purple boys at me. There we go. We got some cosmics, get some coinage, might jump. No, we're good. And purple guys. So I'm gonna go. No, this might not work. It totally works. It's beautiful. Winging it. So if you get the timing down, you know kind of when they're gonna explode, or at least when they're gonna start exploding, and that's when it's easy to just step out and back in. Because if you step out the 2 squares, a couple squares away for them to start exploding, and then step back in, they likely locked onto you those 2 squares away. It depends where they're standing, too, when you first walk away. Oh my god, chili potatoes, bro. Dude, I get this hyped over food. Just imagine when it's actually a Dragon Warhammer drop. Warning headphone users when it is. I'll try to be not as hyped about it. I'll try to get a relaxed reaction out of it. I don't have too many of those. Most of my reactions involve at least 3 or 4 oh my gods and standing up out of my chair. Which you guys only get to hear when I stand up out of my chair on the YT side. That's why I gotta hang out on the Twitch side of things to actually witness. I guess it's a good time to plug social medias. Good time as ever. Most of the Twitch side of things. If you guys enjoy the actual live content, this isn't quite live. It's live on my end. No cuts or anything, but by the time you watch it, it's not live, obviously. But a little more live style content. If you do enjoy it and you want to hang out on stream, I do stream on Twitch. The link is in the description. I'm sure the link will be appearing on screen a few times during the video. I don't fight that many shamans on stream. When it comes to the Pbm goals for Road to Pbm God, the Dragon Warhammer is one of the lowest priority ones for sure. Oh, this will be able to melee me when it lands. I've already gotten on the hardcore, so it's possible my next Dragon Warhammer grind is like group Iron Man. Depends how long some of the other Pbm God stuff goes, because I could go for this one, but first of all, the Nightmare just came out today, which I might talk about a little more during this video, even though this is not related to the Nightmare. But that's a bunch of more goals on my Pbm goals, right? I have not finished raids by any means. Way far away from finishing that. Haven't started TOB. Those are a lot of hours. God Wars Dungeon bosses. Those are going to take a while. And then some of the other bosses that I've even spent a lot of time on. I cannot get to the square. It's killing me. Some of the other bosses that I've grinded pretty hard on already. Still not done with them. You never know. So, I have a lot of other things I'd rather fight. We're going to stay away from shamans for the most part in the main. Other than this vids, that's what I'm saying, man. Let's see the Dragon Warhammer, why don't you? I'm going to go up there and get the Quarm while these explode and try to get no jump. Good to go. Eat and sip. Alright, so I could go with Augury. Oh, you know, I definitely did use... Did I just say Augury? Is this one Augury? Yeah, what am I out of my mind? I meant to say Eagle Eye. Or anything alike. I could use Eagle Eye instead. Which I probably will do the second trip to help with that prayer potion cost. I definitely mixed up, because I've done most of these on the hardcore. My hardcore didn't have rigor when I did this. Totally forgot. I did it before raids. Not that I've gotten a lot from raids. It's the only item I've gotten. But that means I was using Eagle Eye for sure. And I definitely one-ticked my prayers as often as possible, whereas with this video I'm being a little lazy about it. Which is just drain and restore potions. And also... costs you more money in the long run. So maybe I set up this. Look, if you're really feeling spunky, I guess we're getting back into a little strategy stuff that I didn't talk about already. If you're really feeling spunky, you can turn off your prayers when the shaman jumps up in the air too. Clearly, your preferred 0 jumps, but like right there, I could turn off my prayer right now because he ain't attacking me. He's up in the air. That's gonna save you a little prayer, but I mean, it depends on how you're feeling if you want to do it. These are all like bonus things. Most people don't show up to shamans hoping to get the best profit per hour, I assume. So that's why it's always like, yeah, you can make more money doing that, but I'm assuming you may not want to. You're probably just here for the Warhammer, which means you're here for faster kills. It is sad it's only like the 30-minute trip first time, though. But if I was going to take a bank trip during the video... right about halfway through makes more sense than at like the 50-minute mark. So maybe this is a little better for the full hour. So I did like 48 minutes of shamans and then came back for like 4. Bank trip doesn't take that long, but it'd be, I don't know, a little ridiculous. Like I had in the hour of Sarachnis kills, I have it's more like 58 minutes, I think, because I take a bank trip around the 58-minute mark or something, and I'm like, yeah, you know, guys. Heading back in for the 1 kills, it makes sense. Start wrapping it up. It's mostly for examples, and at this point, you've probably gotten all the examples you need for shamans. And you're here for the banter. But also, I mean, being able to compare how you do it to how I do it is kind of nice to have, unless you don't care how I do it necessarily, but since I do take the time to put out guides that only have a couple of example kills, I feel like giving the full hour of examples that just any questions you have about just the live fight, there's such a good chance that video answers that question that it's definitely worth it in the long run. For sure, for sure. We went all through this, and all I did was plug my Twitch, no other social medias. I really only have Twitter and Discord. Is Discord considered social media? Kind of. Connects us. Twitter and Discord links will also be in the description. Those are more for bonus contents. The Discord's a good way to contact me when you don't see me in-game or on stream, actually. And then Twitter is just place for me to banter and place for me to let you know when I'm going live. I do use both the Discord and the Twitter to announce when I'm going live on Twitch, too, which is usually like 5 times a week. So you get a good chance to find me on Twitch if you just put in some effort. The Discord does have some voice channels for team-like activities too, but I'll admit we don't use those too often. Maybe the Nightmare will help out with that. The Nightmare's been out for less than 24 hours now, and here I am fighting Lizardman Shamans. To be fair, I've had this video, scheduled to go out on this day for a while. It's these hour-long ones for me are, since they only take the one sitting to make, I can schedule when I want to put them out a little easier. So I basically knew this day I was putting out this video for a while. But I will be headed to the Nightmare basically right after this video comes out, actually. If you're watching this video within the first couple hours, there's a good chance I'm live right now attempting the new content. And if you're just watching this video in the first couple days wondering, will there be Nightmare content? I may have brought this up already. I will have a couple of videos on it for like first looks, first impressions and stuff. Probably in a couple days. And then in terms of PVM God stuff, it all depends on what drops I get there, obviously. So I at least get half an hour here. Almost half an hour from the potions I brought. So I definitely messed up the balance a little bit, but it's really not that big of a deal. Well, if you have terrible teleports for a bank trip, maybe it really messes with you. But then maybe you should be focused a little bit harder than I was on getting a really long trip. Pretty good pace right now, dude. 63 kills in the half an hour. That's far more than... Not far more, excuse me. But that's more than I averaged on the hardcore, which had worse gear, to be fair. But just in general, far more than I averaged on the hardcore, it feels like. It's going to be like 130 an hour. I expected 100. Look, 30 an hour is not crazy, but 30% faster is a feels good, man. When I have to bank, it's going to fuck that up, but that's more of a me problem than a you problem, isn't it? Most of these problems sound like more of a me problem than a you problem. I'm sure you're all here to listen to the me problems. I did bring up the PVM God series and the Hardcore Iron Man series multiple times now. So anybody who's a fan of the Road to 100 Mil series is probably pissed. I understand. It's been a while since the new video came out. But I think I did bring up that I'd like to get the new episode out pretty soon. I have been progressing in-game a lot more than the IRL clips for mobile Road to 100 Mil. But if you're wondering about this series is not over by any means. I will be making 100 mil. Or I'm still working on it. I am not doing the cannonballs that I normally AFK. Right now, like I said, I have a Nightmare Zone account up. I'm not trying to multitask too much and really make this full hour ugly. Though, sometimes the ugly hour is more helpful than just a straight up perfect hour. But this clearly hasn't been straight up perfect. I've made a lot of mistakes. Alright, I'm going to try to one-tick these prayers until I got a bank. Maybe it depends how long I last with that. I don't want to make it too long, because like I said, right around halfway through the video, one bank trip. That might be just perfect timing. Wrong Warhammer friend. It's going to be right here, or right here. Yeah, he was the spot close to me. Actually, he was right on top of me, even. And I never picked up the Warhammer. I picked up the bones. Feels bad, man. Don't step out. Oh, no, I can't tell which one's attacking me. The one under it. Nice spec. That was helpful. Last prayer sip coming in hot. We're going Rune Warhammer life. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. We go back here to take the coal. And flick a little. I think I'm going to try to get to the end of my Divine Ranging sip that I'm currently on. So 2 minutes left and then bank. I am using Addy darts in the blowpipe, I believe. I was just in my head thinking, am I using the wrong darts? And maybe that's why I'm getting a little faster kills. And I forgot to bring that up earlier when I showed my gear. If anyone's wondering about darts, it's usually pretty easy to choose. Addy darts is a great default for the blowpipe. I would not use dragon in here by any means. And I wouldn't really use rune just about anywhere. They have a terrible ratio for price to damage. If you're going to make the jump to rune, you might as well make the jump to dragon. It's going to be worth it. Alright, I got 57 seconds left on that potion. Kill him before I gotta run. Sweet. I didn't mean to turn the prayer off. Didn't use a range hit. Feels good, man. Chaos runes. Ah, using melee attack there. I should have picked up the chaos runes right away. You got time. Either wait to kill it or wait for it to jump. I get impatient sometimes, though. Oh, chili patatas? Dude, get out of here. Don't actually need him this trip. I'll probably just bring him with me on the next trip and not bank him unless I forget. There's a good chance I forget. Even when I'm only 1 kill away from going to the bank, I'll often forget what I said I would do at the bank. There goes the divine potion. Let's finish this kill. Finish this kill before getting attacked by the purple ones. Oh, I got hit by the purple ones, but I finished it there. This one jumps right away. We can GTFO. Nice. Not bad, not bad. First trip loot, according to the looting bag, or the RuneLite loot tracker, 455k, which is reasonable. I didn't alch everything either, but once I'm at the bank, that doesn't matter too much. Okay, chili patatas, we'll keep those. I had enough antidotes for the full hour, so I don't really need to refresh that. I'll refresh the ranging potion just in case. Shoot. I'm out of restores. Maybe that's why I didn't bring enough. I'll go the prayer potions for the second trip. Why not? It doesn't hurt. It's slightly less prayer points per sip, but I'm also going to be using Eagle Eye during this section of it, and we're already past halfway through, right? Yeah. I'm basically going off XP rates for the full hour. So that was a full hour of actually fighting the shamans, not just a full hour of when I started the recording. Currently, I'm getting about 80k XP an hour. I've gained almost 50k, so nearly 5/8 of the way through. It's like 62%. 62.5. Yeah, I did the math in my head. It's one of the only things I'm good at. One time I said on stream that I was good at math, and I got called a nerd by people who watch me play RuneScape for a living. It took them until I said I'm good at math to call me a nerd. Yeah, that was a weird one for me. Got him. Alright, put this back on. I'm going to sip the stamina now. Probably won't end up needing it. It's definitely an emergency thing that you only use if you're just like panicking and running around too much, which sometimes I get click happy, without a doubt. I get click happy a lot. You'll notice it in many of the activities I do. I'll spam click shit. Like constantly during this, I'll just be clicking on the fucking shaman when I'm already fighting it. I'm a bit of a heavy finger, I guess. Is that a thing? Heavy finger? You know, a lead foot or a heavy foot is a thing. I don't know. I definitely click more than I need to. There's no doubt. Which can get you fucked up depending on what you're doing. Like Winter Todd. I've been doing a lot of Winter Todd on the hardcore. If you spam click the brazier that you light the logs in, right? You never end up burning a log. Don't spam click in there. Rune Chain, you might jump. Nope. Now I got full health, full spec, and 2 potatoes. I think we'll be good on food for a bit. Also, if you hear people or dishes or doggos, I think I just heard some people come in. I do have roommates. I do live in a house with multiple people. If you're a Twitch viewer, you're probably already used to this. But for the YouTube, I usually make sure you can't hear too much background noise. But I can't go out of my way for longer periods of content, you know? Sometimes it makes for more interesting content anyway when we can hear the doggo. See? Oh, I heard a little one. I also can never tell how much of what I can hear you guys can hear. I do wear headphones, like over-the-ear headphones while I'm doing this. So in general, like if someone was standing in my room talking, you could probably hear them better. But outside my door, I think I end up hearing them better than you guys do. I also have my music volume pretty low right now. But I'm sure at this point, it doesn't matter to many of you. You're just looking to get shaman examples. In fact, if you're just looking to watch shaman examples, you could just mute the video. I believe I got a comment on my last video about, on my last hour of Sarachnis video about the fact that I was talking too much. Like, then just fucking mute it, dude. What are you talking about? If you didn't want to hear me speak, you needed to not click on the fucking video. That didn't make any sense. It's the least intelligent thing I've had comments on my channel in like a week. Got me on that one. I liked the video where you explained how to do things, but I had to hear your voice too much. What the fuck? Sorry, stupid comments are all part of the game. That one hit me, and I'm gonna make it jump. Almost did, almost did. Nope, nope, nope. Okay, we're good. It's dead. Spec life. Not a terrible spec. Chili potatoes. Now we got too many of them. Who would have thought? Move away, move away, move away. Oh, stop. Something that I do on these occasionally, I fuck this up more at Saradomin than I fuck it up here, but when you're trying to run along the walls, like if I were to try to run over to this square right now, clearly if I click on the square, my guy's gonna head there. If I click right on the wall next to it, my guy's gonna head there. If I click 2 squares next to it to where it's more like the, I don't know what we're looking at here, like the ceiling? I don't know, this little ledge up, if I click on that, nothing. So you can only click so many squares in towards the wall before it won't actually count as running over there. Is that difficult to make sure you don't fuck up? No, but I definitely blow it occasionally. Usually if I'm just trying to go quick out of nowhere. If I'm just kind of launching the mouse over there and like, trying to just click. And then I'll accidentally click on the wall and not go anywhere. It's kind of like rushing is what got me in trouble. It's like when you were running in the halls at school to get to class and you were late and then some other fucking teacher stopped you because you were running the halls and now you're even later. Thanks a lot, lady. You know what I mean? You guys been there, right? Lance of dimes. Someone's gonna jump. No, it didn't. Sweet. Good to go. Good to go. I went a little late. Not my jump, too. Blowing it here. Almost 100 kills so far in the hour. No Dragon Warhammer, but, you know, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? I can't wait for just the first time that I do a full hour of whatever boss for a video and I actually get a unique. That's what I'm really looking forward to. Doesn't change the example kills. The overall goal of this video doesn't require unique by any means, but it'll just be so much more exciting. Give me something to yell about and destroy the headphone users quick. Alright, we got some purple guys. You might occasionally hear me call the little purple dudes green guys. One time while we were, I think it was during a raid, Fox, one of the homies, one of the squadron members, called them the green guys since, you know, one of the attacks is that green blob. It was a reasonable mistake. And that was years ago, and we've given him shit ever since. Stop and go. Let's be honest, though, if Lizardman had a pet, It would A, have to be unbelievably rare. There would be no reason to give him a pet, but it would have to be one of the little purple ones instead of just a tiny Lizardman Shaman, right? Or at least the Metamorphosis option. Apparently, I've learned recently, some people really don't like pets with multiple looks. Not everybody, apparently, because that's like my favorite pet, is that if you can kind of customize it, you can right-click, transform, or whatever. Transmog, Metamorphosis, however, whatever the fuck. I like that a lot. That gives you more options for cosmetic ability with your pet. Some people hate on like the Phoenix recolor. I've mostly heard positive feedback. Then some people get so pissed off. They're like, what was the point of this? I'm like, for people who wanted a different color of their pet, if you didn't, don't use it. Play the rest of the game. It's because most people would be like, developers should have been spending their time on something else instead. Like, you know that not all developers just make all content, right? Like, very, very likely, the guy that was recoloring... The guy or girl, I don't know which mod did it. The guy, I'll still say guy, it's natural, that was recoloring the Phoenix is not the one making Group Iron Man right now. So that didn't slow down the updates you wanted, unless it was a different recolor you were looking for. Then we're just nitpicking. Then we're just like, we're just getting fucking picky. I had the right words. Like, come on. I wish they recolored things I had instead of things I don't have. Well, go be better. Not everybody's into the cosmetic side of the game. I get that, but to complain about it is a whole different story. If they add an update that doesn't affect you at all, and it just changes the color of shit, and you take the time to tweet about it, you're either just a fucking grumpy son of a bitch, or you're looking for likes, which I can understand both of those things. I've been grumpy, I've been looking for likes. We've all been there. But that's the truth. Those are the only two options. Rune Bar, don't mind if I do. These have a sad alk value, 3k. I don't know the rarity on them either. You don't get that many here, do you? Is it RDT? It is. 1 in 640. Well, that's why you don't get that many of them, do you? Alright then. It's more rare than the Longbone, and I just took a 19, and I'm walking now. A 16! Feels bad, man. And 1 Chili Patat left over. I'm gonna walk here, and then here. Oh, it didn't work. That one started exploding before I walked the first time. I was hoping that purple one would go the 1 square, and then try to explode on this square as I walked back. May not have been a great strategy, but I tried. So I'm gonna go up, down. No, that one's gonna be stuck down there. I see the issue. The purple things cannot walk on top of each other. I think they can spawn on top of each other, like so, but... Oh! Is that good? Yeah. Can I get a good spec? No, you cannot. Feels bad, man. Alright, just gotta lock in on the purple ones. Not try to cheese them. Maybe if I didn't try to cheese them in the first place, I would not take nearly as much damage. Rune Chain, nice. This might have been, that's what I just said. Rune Chains might be the most money I've made so far. They definitely are, according to RuneLight's tracker. Rune Chains are my cash grab right now. Oh, I keep attacking the one on top. Chili Patats? Red Dehyde Vamps. That's a rough one, because when you see it on the ground, you can see that little bit of red, right? It kind of looks like a Dragon Warhammer, but if you have your ground items on, likely Dragon Warhammer is a highlighted item for you. It's worth like 50 mil. We're running low on time here, Shamans, for me to get a Warhammer. What are you doing to me? I was kill 98, almost 100 in. 100 per hour is what I was usually looking for on the hardcore. At the time, the hardcore didn't have an Anguish. Still doesn't have Assembler. I don't think I was using Slayer Helm. I don't have that those diaries done. Don't have an Archer's Ring either. Yeah, it had way worse gear. Maybe I shouldn't be so surprised about... I didn't realize how bad my gear was on the hardcore compared to on the main when I was doing Shamans. I didn't have Rigor, but I'm not using Rigor anymore right now anyway. I was using a Blowpipe and Addy Darts. That was the same. Dude, I got 20 health left and my divine potion's about to be up. I need some patats, or I need a spec. Or I'm going to be at 10 health. Those are the 3 options. Okay, spec. I'll wait till the next fight. 0? Who would have thunk? Alright. Not quite 1 hit range, but we're getting there. I just got to make sure not to get melee'd, and the purple guys are easy to dodge. Very easy. I don't know if I'll reach from here all the way to the corner. That is not all the way to the corner, so that'll be fine. We good to go? Can I get a potato drop? I stepped out on accident. I clicked next to him instead of on him after I sipped a potion. Don't melee me. I don't think it can, but... Oh, that one almost could be... Oh, wait. This one can still kill? It's not dead? I definitely won't be able to reach this one from here, right? No, I can. If it was like a 1 square back, maybe not. This square, maybe not? No, this square looks closer, actually. Red Dehyde Vamps yet again. I don't think those are insanely common either. 1 in 50 for a fucking 2k drop when the rune chain's a 1 in 41 and it's 29k. Ah, reasonable odds. You gotta have a couple drops like the Red Dehyde Vamps that are way more rare than they are valuable. That's just how it is. I gotta fuck with you sometimes. Oh, this melee attack might kill me. That'd be so ironic. I definitely looked away at my Nightmare Zone account when that was dying, not noticing that I was gonna get attacked. I like to cut it close. 4 health is pretty close. Chili Patats wouldn't hurt. Yeah, try not to be standing right next to them when you right next to the one that isn't attacking you when you kill the other, because then it can use a melee attack right away. Let's get that poison resistance back immediately. The 4 poison damage would kill me. No, you can't borrow me for a minute, Leo. Get out of here. Damn, dude, spec for 0. No chili patats to be found. I'll be alright. We're getting close to a full hour here. I do appreciate anybody who's made it this far into the video. Unless maybe you skipped to this far, but I mean, even then, fuck it. You guys watching my vid, and I appreciate that much at least. Hope you have been enjoying. Again, if you have been enjoying this content, you should check out the Twitch, which is linked in the description. It'll be mostly this, but you can respond to me live rather than just in the comments section. I do try my best to respond to as many comments as I can, especially if you have a specific question. So if you have that question, I totally forgot what I was going to say there. That was a long pause. If you have any questions, be sure to leave them in that comment section, or just comments in general if you have anything to say. That's what that's there for. I definitely read through them when I get a chance. YouTube alerts me pretty well about specific comments, but not always, I will admit. I have seen comments that were, I've seen comments that were like 3 weeks old that were totally questions I could have answered and would have answered if I saw it. Well, YouTube, dude, you gotta fucking help me out with this. You gotta give me a chance. Oh, get out of here. That little thing could have killed me. 6 health. Don't think I can pick up those runes. I don't want to kill this one yet. Okay. If I killed it and that other one spawned and melee'd me, it would have sucked. Need me some patats. Almost got another spec ready. We got 2 zeros in a row on spec life. See if we can get a third. – Dude, 3k cash, some RDT stuff, and it dropped it next to the bone instead of on top. I don't know if that only happens with the rare drop table or not, but that does happen occasionally in here. It does not drop your... Oh, your actual drop right on top of the bones. I thought that minion was going to get me. I was going to be pissed. Spec. Oh, it hits. Alright, 16 health is better. Much better. I won't get one hit by a minion at least. Or a spawn. Whatever they're called. They're kind of like minions. Minions spawn. It's the same thing. It all fits the same category for this game. Ah, I shouldn't have stutter stepped like that, attacking him in between, but what are you gonna do? Back down to 7 health thanks to the divine potion. Just 2 chili patats would really make a big difference at this point. Alright. I'm gonna go to this one. Crawl over a little bit. This is gonna jump again. Chili patats, anybody? Or minions, anybody? I could potentially put on my max cape at this point. It'll count as a ranging cape, making it not that much worse than the assembler. And a hit points cape, which would heal me faster. And I could turn on this prayer, but you're able to take 0 damage if you try hard enough, so I don't really need to resort to worst case scenario necessarily. If it looked like I needed to sip a divine in a second, then I would, but I'll be okay. Alright, kind of want to stand out in the middle while running from these, because he might jump, would be nice. Sweet. He'll jump a second time likely now, which sucks, but... Oh, maybe not. We'll give him a chance. So we're good. I could have just ran right there. I don't know why I paused. I guess I didn't want him to jump like right here, right next to me if I was too early. It was kind of the idea, but that wouldn't have been a big deal. I could just run to the square. It wouldn't have mattered. I was overthinking it for sure. But you know, 8 health, sometimes you overthink things. Let's see if he jumps. Good to go. I wouldn't mind him jumping over there a little bit. Because then I don't have to stand over here, but... At this point now I'm just confused what happened. There we go. I didn't know where he's jumping. He jumps to where you were standing. I didn't know where I was standing right when it happened. Don't stand next to that guy when you kill him though. He might melee. Alright, spec life. 0. Who would have thunk? At this point, if I die, it's almost going to end the video. We're approaching the hour mark, everyone. I'm getting 78k XP an hour, and I've gained 72. So 6k XP. It's going to be like 5 minutes we got to be out of here. I know it's easy for you guys to tell. You can see when the video ends, but... Come on, kill him. There we go. That's going to be a weird run. Oh, the inert talisman. That's interesting. Just took a 0 from that minion too. Could have killed me while I got the interesting drop. Not as rare as the long bone or the rune bar. It's not insane, but a little more of a unique. Not quite. Interesting enough. I'll take it. If you hear me rapid clicking, that's some rock cake action. Go Nightmare Zone. Oh, go back. Oh, no, go back. Oh, that one could have melee'd me. That was bad. That was sketch. I should have ran up to this spot right away, the corner over here, but you don't really default this corner because there's no jump zones there, you know? It all worked out. I tanked. I got 99 defense. It's apparently coming in hot. Got one more spec soon. Hopefully that shit helps. Specs have not been insanely helpful. everybody knows that blowpipe has an inaccurate spec. That's the whole point, but still is rough when you get all them zeros. And if it were insanely accurate, it would be OP. It increases damage and heals. Like, it needs to be inaccurate. Makes sense, but oh, this melee is gonna get me. Whoop! Oh, he got me. I even called the death. Well, that is my surprise for the end of the vid, huh? I'm gonna go pick up my stuff while talking about it. I thought I was gonna make it there in terms of when I had no health for a while, but I got no specs or potatoes for like fucking. The potatoes were a little over the rate. I wasn't insanely dry, but it was over the rate without a doubt. I can just teleport there. I don't have to run to this bank. This is a weird one to end the full hour on in a way. I did just about hit an hour. We got 3k XP to go, so I did 119 kills. I'm gonna put the screenshot of the loot tracker for Runelight on there right now. I might be a little embarrassed about dying at the shamans, but honestly, I brought it up a few times in the vid. Sometimes you need to also see how to fuck up to be able to get the boss right. So if I just did a perfect run the whole time, I wouldn't have been quite as happy with the video. I definitely wanted mistakes in there, but I didn't want to die. As you can see, that mistake, what you should focus on is don't stand next to the shaman you're not fighting when you kill the one you are fighting. Then it can use a melee attack. I tried my best there. That is going to be the full hour shamans, everybody. I do appreciate anyone who did watch this entire video. That's a lot of support that you've shown to the YT side of things. I understand this is not the most exciting full hour of all the bosses I could do. This is not even really a boss. But again, like I said at the beginning of the video, this is probably the weakest one that I'll do for a full hour. The majority of them will be ones that like show a KC and have a pet at the very least. But for this one, I did feel like it was still reasonable to show the full hour vid. That sucks that it just fucking jumped on me. Hold on. I can't even get my stuff right now. Anyways, I'll start wrapping up this video, though. I do appreciate y'all watching. I hope you had a good time, and I hope you got some good information out of it. If you did enjoy the video, or just got that useful information, everybody, be sure to like and subscribe for more content. I've been putting out as many videos as I can, and I have many more videos to come, including a new video tomorrow that won't be a full hour of whatever. I know I've done 2 in a row. I try to spread them out a little bit, because I understand if you don't need a full hour of a certain monster, it's just an hour of content that might feel like a waste to you. But that'll wrap up this full hour. Thanks again for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to follow me on Twitch, add me on Twitter, and join my Discord, which all links are in the description. And I will see you next time. Gotta get out of here, too. What am I doing? I picked up all my stuff. I'm doing the outro, and then I'm just gonna keep fighting it. No, we didn't get the Warhammer. We didn't get nothing. We're out. All we did was get a death, lost some dignity, and hopefully taught some people how to fight some shamans today.